Maggie was reaching for her coat when she heard a knock on the door of her office. She whirled around, her breath catching in her throat. Ted Robinson. She tried to take a deep breath and almost succeeded by the time she motioned for him to come in. This was a new Ted standing in front of her. She wasn't sure if she liked this new Ted or not, but she'd transformed him into who he was these days, so she was stuck with the new, improved version of her old lover. Somehow she managed to ask, "What's up? I thought you left hours ago."
"I did leave, but I came back. I wanted to see and talk to you alone because I wasn't sure you would want anyone to see me talking with you one-on-one. It's important. At least I think it's important. Yes, it really is, Maggie. Look, it's not about us, so don't go there if that's what you're thinking. Look, I haven't had any dinner, so what do you say to grabbing a quick bite? We could pop into the Nest for a burger and a beer, even a salad if you want. My treat, and no, I'm not going to put it on my expense account."
Maggie surprised herself by saying, "Okay, let's do it." Ted beamed with pleasure. Maggie surprised herself even more on the ride down in the elevator when she asked how Mickey and Minnie, Ted's cats, were.
"Minnie was sick a few weeks ago. I had to leave her at the vet's for 2 days. Mickey was so lost he just lay by the front door and waited for her to come home. When I brought her back, I put her on the couch, and he curled up next to her and stayed right by her side. Tell me that isn't true love."
"Sounds like it to me," Maggie said. That's how it had been when she and Ted were together. She hated the anxious tone in her voice when she asked, "She's okay now, isn't she?"
"Yeah, she's fine. I wouldn't have brought it up, but you asked."
Maggie knew she was supposed to say something that referred to the time in their lives when they'd talked of marriage and retirement. It seemed like a lifetime ago. I was very fond of Mickey and Minnie. Actually, Ted, I think I loved them as much as I loved you at the time. You just can't turn. What I'm trying to say here is
that you loved me and I screwed it up for us, and you still can't forgive me, but you still love my cats. It's okay, Maggie. Just so you know, I still love you. We aren't supposed to be talking about us.
I know. Stupid answer. It's all she wanted to talk about, but she wasn't going to let Ted know that. She blinked away a tear. Suddenly, a vision of herself 20 years down the road floated in front of her. She was alone and crying. Out on the street, she stopped in mid-stride, turned to the right, reached for Ted's windbreaker, and pulled him forward. She planted a lip lock on him that made her toes curl up inside her pointy-toed high heels. When she released him, she gasped for breath. Ted's eyes rolled back in his head.
"Jesus,"
was all Ted could say. "We will not talk about this, ever."
Yeah, right. We won't talk about this, ever. You want to go home and have sex?"
"Sex? What? You think I'm easy? Just because I kissed you doesn't mean I want—" Ted was still rooted to the sidewalk.
"It was a yes or no question, Maggie. You didn't answer the question."
Yeah, I do." Ted almost fainted. He felt like scooping her up, slinging her over his shoulder and running down the street. Why the hell not? He grabbed her, threw her over his shoulder, and started running as Maggie squealed and laughed and pedestrians clapped their approval. "Put me down, Ted. Let me take off my shoes and we'll run." Run they did. 2 hours later, the new editor-in-chief of the Post and the Post's star reporter snuggled in Ted's big bed with the 2 cats, who were purring so loud it was hard for the humans to hear their own words.
"That was the best sex I ever had,"
Ted said sleepily. "Yeah, it was pretty good," Maggie agreed. "You got anything to eat in this place?"
"Everything under the sun. Help yourself."
"I don't mean leftover takeout. I mean food."
"Check it out, Miss EIC."
Maggie padded naked out to the kitchen and opened the refrigerator. She blinked at the array of food inside, fresh fruit and vegetables, half a ham covered in saran wrap, a plate of leftover fried chicken, milk, juice, beer, eggs, bacon. She didn't know what to reach for first. She turned around when she felt Ted's hand on her shoulder. He was